e te iwi.
The undisputed
Kia ora e te iwi and welcome to UFC on Sky. Ko Ravinda Hunia tōku ingoa. Last week we had two Kiwis in the mix on the road to UFC in Shanghai, flyweight Aaron Toe and bantamweight Lawrence Louis, both successful in their outings and moving a step closer to obtaining a UFC contract. Here is a wee look back at their performances and their reactions.
From the heart of Shanghai, the hunt begins again. Road to UFC is back, bigger, tougher and more global than ever. Asia's finest now face rising threats from Australasia, and the journey to the UFC starts now.
It's simple. The more points a fighter has, the bigger the UFC contract is at the end of this tournament.
Non-tournament bout to kick things off, and we see Kit Campbell there.
Look for Campbell being that taller guy. He's got to cut it. Nice knee right there up the middle. Has Sato hurt. There's Campbell. Campbell's doing a nice job staying on him, though, forcing the referee to possibly make a decision right here.
Elbows are the weapons of choice to Kit Campbell.
He's a knockout artist, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand. Aaron Toes him up, Toes!
And just right away, you can see Toe way faster, way lighter on his feet. His hands look a lot faster. He looks very crisp. You can tell this is the right weight class for him. I like how he's controlling the wrist, flattening him out, arching his hips into him.
A couple of warnings from referee Mark Goddard.
He's got to be careful.
Nice elbows there by Aaron Toe. What a statement from the New Zealander.
Back on the road to UFC, and this is my shot to kick the door down. I am here and I'm not going anywhere.
Let's see who got through in the flyweight division. And Yin Shui booked his ticket. He will face the new 125er, Aaron Toe of New Zealand. And then Namsri Batbayar will fight Agulali. There we see Kai Wen will be facing Kiichiro Nakamura. And Seb Saleh, he will be facing Chung Min Yoon. And we see Sim Kai-shong, hard-fought victory. He is going up against Sulung Grangbo, and we got Lawrence Louis. He takes on Quem Van E. Fourth and final brackets. Dom Marfan, really nice strategic effort there against a guy who for me is looking like a hot favourite in Jae Kyung Park. And then we've got Samwok Kim returning. He's getting another semi-final opportunity here, and it's against Len Ya-wei. The differences that we've seen from last year's, I think, are evident, and I've had a great time calling these fights. Some real standout performers.
Standout performances, 12 finishes in 20 fights.
The four of the fighters that you will be seeing on this rollout right here will land themselves a UFC contract. Which ones will it be?
Two-time IBF world champion Lani Daniels is the first ever New Zealand boxer to hold two world titles at the same time, and she is striving for more. Lani Daniels will be facing boxing superstar Claressa Shields on July 27 to unify the heavyweight titles. Now, let's put that into perspective. Alexander Usyk will be facing IBF champion Daniel Dubois to do the exact same thing on a date not yet known. But for right now, it's winner takes all. Pipiwai to Detroit, Michigan. Lani Daniels up against Claressa Shields for undisputed heavyweight glory. at Rebel Liga with Lani Daniels. Ehoa, we've come here today because you've got an opportunity of a lifetime and you're working towards that right now. Tell us a little bit about this latest fight announcement.
We've known for a few weeks beforehand, but it was announced to the public last week, and it's to fight the GWOAT, aka Claressa Shields, which is a pretty big fight. Well, she's a pretty big name in women's female boxing, and so it's pretty exciting that I get the chance to share the ring with her.
What is really involved in, creating fights of this caliber?
Well, it has been in the sport for a long time and knowing people, being good at communicating, really. And then Lani did her job in the ring and I did my job on the emails and we got the fight together. So it started about 2 years ago. It's just nice, friendly, encouraging communication with America. Just knowing that we're available, and as we start winning fights and defending titles and that, the interest of them picked up and they gave us a few offers, but then we got to a stage where we thought it's probably the right time to harvest Lani, put her in a big fight and harvest her. It wasn't really a surprise to me because Lani's earned it. It's not like a lottery ticket or anything. We're in the fight and I believe we'll be successful.
How does this even come about? How does a wahine from Pipiwai, Aotearoa, get the chance to fight someone like Claressa? I'm not saying that she's, unattainable and can't be reached, but opportunities like this don't happen for many females, let alone from this side of the world.
Yeah. Well, I'm just as surprised, but we've been following a blueprint the last few years, and it just keeps proving us right every time that do the mahi, get the treats, and this is our treats.
So how long has this been on the chase? How long have you guys been wanting to get a fight of this caliber?
Well, pretty much since we retained the first world title. And I think anybody competing in professional boxing strive to fight the best. And she's been around for a long time, not only in the professional ranks, but also the amateurs. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, a 3-time world champion. So, she's got some hard work behind her. With all that hard work, though, comes plenty of tape, plenty of fights for you to watch of her and her career. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, lucky all my other fights look like I'm a cabbage. Like I was thinking, I'm so grateful because after every fight, I'm even when I win, I'm quite disappointed in myself. Like, why aren't I performing to my full potential? But I think this is why, is now I look like a cabbage, not only to her but to the world. So I'm using that to my advantage, and I know how good I am. My coach knows how good I am. My team knows how good I am. My whānau knows how good I am, and that's why they've pushed me and supported me along my journey. Because if I didn't have that backing, I don't think I would have realised how good I am till the penny finally dropped.
Yeah. Look, talk to us about what you're seeing in Lani in this preparation for, this title fight against Claressa Shields.
Dedication, and she's always dedicated herself to the sport. We have our good days and we have our bad days, but she's always here. Always 100% here in spirit, and she gives it everything. It's more than just the fight for her, and we're all in on that as well. So that's her greatest strength.
So I look at a lot of fights every year, every month, every week. I referee, and so I go to all the shows, and very few fighters I look at and think they were going to be a world champion. And 8 years ago, I saw Lani in one round of boxing, and I knew, and I didn't even know her, and I knew she'd be a world champion. So when she win titles and win fights and that, I'm not really surprised. I just think, the right person won the fight, and the right person is the person I spent the time with developing. We are where we are because I saw it 8 years ago, and I saw it because I've been involved in the sport for many years. And I'm surprised other people didn't see it. It's almost like people walked past a pile of gold and not picked it up. So once me and Lani talked for 10 minutes, we decided to team up and make her a world champion.
Skillfully, as a boxer, what have you seen in the development that she's had over the years?
Well, she doesn't trip over as much now, and that's a real plus. Lani plays it down. Like, Lani's actually a 2-division world titleist, and no disrespect to any other boxer in New Zealand, but she's the first to do that. But she plays it down like she's just the mug. Actually, the title she holds, titles held by Usyk, Mike Tyson, the list goes on, albeit in the women's division, But she's accomplished. She wouldn't be getting this shot if she wasn't up to it. Like, they haven't just picked out someone from New Zealand because they could find someone from Miami that would cost less to fly them, you know. So she's accomplished. She won't say that, but she's skillful, she's strong, she's fit, and she's ready to go.
Look, there's a lot of fighters that I speak to here in Aotearoa, boxers, MMA fighters, kickboxers. You're one of the ones who really uses that whānau, papakainga, whakapapa as a really big driver. We're here watching you train today, listening to Waiata Māori. I haven't heard these songs since I was a kid, and I'm standing over there singing along as well. So talk to us about that aspect and that drive.
Well, that's me through and through. I think for me to be my best, I need to be me. And it just matches that's John as well. So the music we're listening to is his dad's carving soundtrack. So his dad was a master carver, and that's what would be always playing in this shed. And so that's our daily tunes. It's the CDs in my dad's truck, so it reminds me of home. So, you know, I feel like this is my home away from home, and I'm blessed to have a space like this.
This is a very unique setup that you have in here, but it looks like there's a lot of history, a lot of blood, sweat and tears are falling on the floor in here. So talk to us about this space. Lani is obviously the most comfortable person in the room to be training in here. Obviously you guys are too. It also made mention, you know, that Waiata Māori playing and all those sorts of things. So talk to us about this environment and why it works for you guys.
Well, originally, it's when I was fighting, it was my dad's place, and he used it for his carvings, and then when I finished boxing, I sort of set up half of it for my gym, but kept the other half for carving, and it is what it is. I haven't really changed too much. We just carve away and train, and carve away and train, and ants comes and use my saw now and then, freaks out. Other people come and use my machinery and freak out, but it's a happy, familiar, friendly, family-orientated space. I like it here.
So what happened? You get over to the US and you just pull out the CDs, carry business as usual?
Yeah, pretty much, maybe. Yeah, well, you know, we're blessed with technology these days. Me and John just both got us headphones for our big flight.
The big trip?
Yeah, our big trip across the seas. So, yeah, but we're excited. I'm excited. You know, I've never been to America, and it's something I've wanted to do, you know, explore the world and take the mātauranga and the knowledge that I gained from all these experiences and take it back up home and show our whānau anything's possible if you put in the mahi, because the potential is there. You see it. You know, I've worked with our community and our kids and our schools, and I see it. And it's just providing that example for them so that they can be like, oh yeah, she done it, she's from Papiwai. Or Daniela Smith, she's from Kaikohe. Or Miyamoto, she's from Pukepoto. You know, we've got some Hāteas, Māori, wahine toa, and I'm proud to be amongst the pioneers.
I feel like with this fight, you're forging your own path. You're creating your own legacy, not taking anything away from the likes of me and Daniela, who, you know, have been outright champions in their own right. But what you're doing now, as you say, taking this to America, you've never been there before. We don't have many of our wahine. We have boxers over there, obviously, but not our wahine don't travel to those stages.
Yeah, this is my first professional bout outside of New Zealand. Like, I've only ever fought here. I did venture out to Serbia and Australia to fight in the amateur ranks, but I think this is different. This is a bit bigger. There's a lot more of a business aspect, promotional side of things. Like with the amateurs, you just get in, fight. There's no bravado or show, or, you know. So it's going to be an interesting experience, and I'm excited to experience it all, to be honest, and just get amongst it and feel it and enjoy the moment.
So what is it that you see in Lani that makes you want to dedicate your time for her?
It's not about the pay, because there is none, but
come on, Lani.
Come on, Lani, for crying out loud. But make an effort. I sometimes ask myself, what are we doing? And I dare say someone in a grander place has sent us here. We asked her that a while ago and said, what do you want? Yes, she wants to, I think she secretly wants to be famous. She plays it down, but let's be honest.
The old humble routine.
She's really good at that. You know, in this country, Māori get a bit of a beat down, and we're sort of over that, have been for some time. So it's important that we bring positive stories, because the negative stories always get the headlines, and there's so much good stuff going on. This is just one of those stories, you know. So it's important, and we've said that, it's important for you, but it's important for your community even more so, because young people need to They need heroes. They need someone they can aspire to, and we've seen that, and that's a driving force behind her and us as a team.
Talking about that bravado, even finding out about this fight was on Claressa Shields' page. I didn't see it on yours. I saw it on hers, and I was like, our Lani Daniels. You're fighting our Lani Daniels. What the heck? But that bravado already was there.
See, the announcement wasn't even supposed to be then. It was supposed to be on Friday. So we got told that morning. We just followed the rules.
Welcome to this level of competition, right? Where, there is a lot of that stuff. And I'm not saying that you're not used to, bravado and ego and all of that. That's everywhere in the sport, whether you're fighting at home or fighting abroad. But what do you make of Claressa Shields? She has a very different, confident approach to her fights.
I wish I had a little bit of that, but I suppose I do it in a different way because I am confident in the skills I have, and I do believe that I beat her. But I suppose it's a bit more, I'm on the other side of the spectrum, she's on this side of the spectrum, and I suppose that's her, and I can't talk on why she is the way she is. But in terms of what she's achieved and things like that, I have nothing but respect for her. What she's achieved is amazing, and I know that she's a huge example to other women out there as well. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that, about what you made of her, what she's done for women's boxing. She's smashed every record there is. If you think about boxing, you're thinking about her, or Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, those big, huge names. She's up there with them. But what do you make of her and her style? As I mentioned earlier, there's plenty of tape to look at with her.
Yeah. Personally, I think she wins the fight before the fight even starts. So for me, it's just making her know that actually you got a fight on your hands and you're going to feel it when that first bell goes.
That composure, right?
Yeah. Like, so I'm expecting a war. Like, I'm expecting more than a fight. I know it's going to be hearty because I know she has a hearty background, and that belief will last so long throughout the fight. So I'm expecting us to get a bit banged up. I've been quite blessed thus far throughout my career where I've been able to dodge the bullets, but I'm sure if she's going to hit me this time round, she's got pretty quick hands, and that's what I've got to combat. So, and I've never actually fought anybody with her speed, but there's things that I have that I think she hasn't experienced as well.
Tell us more.
No, she might be watching.
Oh, she will.
But I do think, I think I'm blessed with a natural talent, and I think it's something that I was born with, and John reminds me that all the time, that it's a gift that you can't teach. And he's just provided me a good basis, like in terms of fitness and tightening up my technique and things, sharpening me up really. Like how his dad was a carver, well, he's carving me out. So, we've been working on this. We've known each other for 8 years, but we've spent pretty much the last 2.5 years in each other's faces. Like I've been living here, and we've gotten to know each other, and you can tell by the way I'm sitting, holding my shoulders back, looking tough. But yeah, you can tell like I can feel the confidence in me through the mahi that we've been doing.
What do you make of Claressa Shields as a fighter? Obviously, as Lani's already explained, has a lot of the accolades behind her moving into this fight, but so does Lani. But what do you make of Claressa in terms of preparing Lani for her?
Look, we're realistic, and as far as I'm concerned right now, Claressa's the best. She's got an incredible record. There's been some great pioneers before her, the coal miner's daughter, Muhammad Ali's daughters. There's been there, but Claressa's moved right through, and she's taken everything. And you can't take that away from her. So we know what she's going to bring. She's going to bring greatness. So we just have to be just as great.
Look, John also mentioned that there's a trip before the trip, that you're going to go over there, get a feel for the environment. Who knows what's going to happen in terms of the media and all of these things, but good to get over there and have a little look in.
Yeah, and test the waters, also adjusting to the climate in terms of how my body feels going from our environment to theirs, and and getting that initial like excitement out of my system, because I am such a like and I'm like more excited like when the deal was sealed. It was like the thing I was most excited about was flying business class. Like out of everything, I was thinking I cracked it. Yeah, I've done, you know, like bucket list ticked it. What else can I achieve? What more do I want to achieve? I get to fly business class, feet up. So I'm like stoked as. Yeah, I have to fly it alone because I was the only one that got blessed with that in the deal. But when we win this fight, you know, we'll be flying together as a team and I'll have friends to chat with and enjoy the flight.
Absolutely. Look, is there whānau coming over? What's the situation?
Yeah. So my siblings, I've got 3 of my sisters that have confirmed they're coming. One of my brothers, perks of it being one of 9, you know, big whānau. And we've also had a few of my cousins saving up, hoping that they can make it. And we've also got a few friends here in Auckland that are coming to Tautoko. So who knows, we might get a live performance of our walkout again. So
I was going to say,
yeah.
There better be a haka-boogie going on.
Yeah.
You got numbers.
Yeah. And it's a good opportunity to showcase our culture on the world stage, because it's beautiful. And even if you don't understand it, it's one of those things that you'll feel it. If you're in that room, you'll feel it. Especially if it's your whānau doing it, I think it's that much more, and you'll feel that mana in the room.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the occasion as a whole. What steps? I'm not saying that Lani gets out of control and, you know, starstruck and overawed by the occasion, but sometimes it can hit a little bit differently if you haven't seen it before. So how do you and John, you know, ensure that everything is kept nice and tight and it's just about the job at hand?
So we just get her drunk. And we'll see what happens.
It's a real Kiwi way of looking at it.
We're Irish background, so it's sort of an expectation. No, we've prepped her for it. She is a qualified mental health nurse, so she's seen a lot of the circus. But I think it's one of those things you just have to experience. She's just going to have to rock up, and Americans being Americans, it'll be a circus. Yeah. But, you know, you go to the circus, you have a good time. And it's going to be really entertaining. Yeah. She's not going to stand there and get thumped.
Okay.
And you heard that first. She's going to bring a fight. Yeah. And it's all about entertainment. And that's what she's going to bring.
Can't wait to see, you know, what happens in this fight for Lani and Claressa and this, you know, career-defining, changing, beautiful occasion that it will be. But as you did mention, you will be flying off in a couple of weeks. Lani's spoken about what she wants to achieve going over there, but what do you as a coach want to see on that trip?
That our plan falls in place. Like I said, it's time for her to harvest. I've held her back a bit in a strategy of fighting because I'm safety first. But with Claressa, it's we're playing bumper cars. It's we're going after her. We're not going to win a competitive, even close match fight. We need her on the campus a few times. Lani's got the power to do it, the footwork to do it, and we're going over to cause a lot of trouble, upset the cash cow.
Finally, amazing opportunity. You're doing amazing things for the sport, but this is a life-changing event. This is life-changing, and everything you've worked towards comes to this moment. What happens from here on in, and how do you kind of park that aspect as you prepare for the fight?
I just don't complicate it. It's simple, really. It's just another fight. You know, for me, it's always been more than boxing. It's whānau, and for me, it's just a platform that I'm using to show our whānau what's possible and provide a platform for me to continue my mahi in the mental health Māori hauora space when I hang up the gloves. So for me, that's what it's about. If I win the fight, yay. Not saying that I'm going over there to lose, because I'm definitely not, and I'm quite confident that I'm going there to win. But for me, that's what it's about. It's a moment and a time and a space for me to show our people what we made of and what we can do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Lani. All the very best.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. It does matter, you're sweaty.
And welcome to the Hilton.
Yeah. Well, whānau, thank you for joining us this week. Good news, UFC Fight Night returns this Sunday on ESPN. It's Erin Blanchfield up against Macy Barber, so don't miss that. Also, check your guides now. UFC 316 is live for purchase. Merab Dvalishvili up against Sean O'Malley too. And Juliana Pena is putting her bantamweight title up for grabs up against Kayla Harrison. So head over to Sky Sport now or Sky Arena for purchase. Thank you for joining me. Hei kōna mai.
The undisputed